Hey, what's up YouTube? I am back doing a little work on the Silvia today. Finally got the valve cover all kind of cleaned up and scuffed down, scrubbed it all ready for paint. I was going to take it and get it powder coated, but they couldn't do it because of the baffles on the inside. And I figured I'll just spray it myself. It'll turn out good enough. So you can see it's all clean. It's all ready to paint. I did the best I could to kind of tape it off, and then whatever overspray gets on the lettering, I'll just sand it off later after the paint is done. You guys can see that I've got the front mount intercooler kind of mocked up and test fitted, but before I start cutting into the chassis of the vehicle, I want to get the valve cover on because I don't want to get any metal or any type of shavings or anything inside the engine, because that would be bad news bears. So, but let's set you guys up on a time lapse on a tripod and let's get it done. Alright, I've got the valve cover all cleaned up and ready to install. Underside, I wiped out all the sludge that's in there, cleaned all this off to get a good seal on the gaskets. And I got the PVC blow-by installed there. Other than that, inside the engine, I took off the rocker stoppers, because I've heard that if the rocker pops off and those are actually there, that it'll cause tons of damage, versus if they just pop off, it doesn't destroy your engine. So that's what Yoshio factory does in Japan. They swear by it, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing. I've got the top of the head all cleaned off. I took off all these little pieces to get it cleaned up, and then I put on a little bit of Loctite, just the blue stuff, to lock it in place. And I had to order one new one because I dropped one of those little valve cover pieces. I dropped it somewhere down in the engine bay and I couldn't find it. So let's go ahead and get this tightened up, and then we'll get some RTV going and get this valve cover on there. I couldn't find torque settings or anything, so I'm just tightening these down, snugging them down by hand. We can finish up wiping off any excess. But for the install, the only areas that need to be RTV'd is just that little channel there with the half moons, and there's two spots in the back, which these were a pain in the butt to clean all the RTV out. I had to use a lot of Q-tips to get down inside the engine and get the little pieces that fell down in there. The front turned out. Or we can do the RTV here. Got the Nissan official RTV. We're going to apply it in these areas, let it set up for a few minutes. It's supposed to be one continuous bead. Alright, let's get the valve cover set up here. So we got new official Nissan stuff. This is going to be the back. So I'm kind of just going to set this in here while the RTV is curing up. And this cover is real nice. It fits in the way it's supposed to. It's nice when you buy factory because it works properly. This doesn't use any RTV, it just sits right against the valve cover. Alright, we got the center gasket rocker cover here for the spark plugs. And I'll put a link in the description for all these gaskets down below if you guys need to get yours, if you need to order the right model numbers. So you can see there's little, there's like little beads that help you, when you press it in, hold it into position. So you just kind of go around and get it all pressed in. We'll be good to go. The RTV has been curing for about probably 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes, so it should be ready to press this in. Alright, this is the tightening sequence, and we're going to torque it down to about 7 foot-pounds. It's 2 different. First time's about 3 foot-pounds, second time's about 7 foot-pounds. So we'll get that done. And the biggest thing I'm looking forward to with an OEM gasket is when you turn this valve cover upside down, it's not going to fall off like some of the cheap aftermarket ones with the design here. Or we can attach all the mounting hardware, and I've got this stuff all scrubbed down with Scotch-Brite, so it's at least all cleaned up. Look pretty good. Start putting all our screws on, or we can put our nuts on here. All right, let's get these kind of tightened down by feel. First one's the middle one. I'm going to finish snugging these down to 6.25 foot-pounds. Well, I think that looks pretty good. I'm missing one bolt. I'm gonna have to go order it. I must have dropped, or one nut. I must have dropped it, and I can't find it anywhere. It wasn't with all my other hardware, but this is a hell of an improvement. And I'm pretty damn happy with it. All right, let's go ahead and slip in our NGK spark plugs and put a little anti-seize in there. You see our anti-seize is on. Let's go ahead and thread these in. Well, I am quite happy with this. I found the damn last little nut that was missing. It was sitting back up there by the windshield wipers. Kind of weird place for me to put it, but anyway, yeah. Everything turned out great. Looks good. Definitely cleans up the engine bay. I got a long ways to go to get things going. But yeah, I am happy. Turned out nice. But I think I'm going to end today's video here today, guys. I've got some other stuff that I'm going to do later on. This will be a good place to kind of leave off, I think. When I come back, I want to clean up the coil packs a little bit before I reinstall the old coil packs. I need to resolder the mass airflow sensor, and I want to get this whole front bumper all cut, rough that up, paint this area, and take it in and finally start driving the car. So anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and consider subscribing to the channel. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.